Okay, now we're ready to shoot our data. What we want to establish is a mid-range and a long range. For today, my mid-range is going to be 500 yards and my long range 800 yards. But before I do that, what I've done is I've pulled out the notes on my phone and I'm going to write down some information that I have to have and also how many clicks it is to those particular yards. The first thing I'm going to need to know is what's the temperature out. Today it's about 65 degrees. So I'm going to write down the temperature so I have it stored. Then I'm going to write down the elevation. Elevation where I'm shooting right now, 300 feet above sea level. So I'm going to write that down. And the last thing that you need to know is the type of bullet and the weight and grain of that particular bullet you're shooting, so we can establish a basis for a BC. So I'm shooting 180 grain Berger, so I'm going to write that down, and I am ready to go have some fun. So my first target out here is going to be at 500 yards, and you're probably wondering, well, how many clicks am I going to even start at 500 yards? The way I've done this and still do it is I find a general ballistics chart for a 7 mag shooting a 180 grain bullet, and I'll print that out so I have a basis or something to refer to get me within about 3 clicks is all I need to do. So that's what I've done. There's a 500 yard target out here. The chart that I looked at a little bit before told me it was about 6.3 minutes of angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial 6.3 minutes of angle, and I'm going to see where this particular gun hits and make adjustments if necessary. All right. Okay, we're ready for our first shot at 500 yards. Remember, when you're shooting your data, it doesn't really matter if we're left or right of our target due to the wind at this time. What we want to make sure is that we're pinpoint on our elevation of our bullet to the center of our target, our bullseye that we want to hit. So don't worry about the left and right now. Here we go. What I'm seeing is I'm about a half a minute high, which is going to be about 2.5 inches. So I'm going to come down 2 clicks on this Stealth Vision scope, and I'm going to shoot one more time, check the elevation of my bullet, and if we're good, we're going to move on to the farther target. So here goes my second shot at 500. I've moved my turret down 2 clicks. Let's see what we do. Elevation's perfect at 500 yards. So I'm going to write this information I just collected at 500 yards. 500 equals 6.25. Now let's move on to 800 and see what we have. If I come down 2 clicks, I'll be spot on. So I'm going to come down 2 clicks. That's 14.5 minutes. And I'm going to shoot one more time, and hopefully my elevation of this bullet is where I need it to be. Dead center bullseye. So I am at 14.5 minutes. So what I do is I'm going to plug that information into my phone right now. That 800 equals 14.5. 14.5 minutes. So with this information right here, I can take that information, I can custom burn a yardage turret, or I can still use this MOA turret after printing out a ballistics chart. It's as easy as that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for purchasing a Stealth Vision scope, and I'll be seeing you soon.